with the Faroe Islands. Like I said earlier, we consist of 18 small islands, of which 17 are inhabited. We have our own language, we speak Faroese, and we have our own flag, and we have a population of 52,000 people. And we do belong to the Danish crown. And I can tell you that we have 70,000 sheep here in the Faroe Islands. So that's a lot compared to the population of people. Yes, let's run. Maybe we'll get a little bit warm. Here on my left is the cemetery. This is the newer cemetery. There is an older one in the village. There are a lot of things to do and see here in Nufsoy. One of them is, we're approaching that place right now. One of them is Llama Land. And that's a place where you can actually see a llama, which is very, very unusual here in the Faroe Islands because we do not have llamas in the Faroe Islands. We do have one, and that one llama is here in Nufsoy. And I saw it for the first time today, so I hope that you'll lead me back there so that we can go in and have a look. We got special permission to go inside. Usually you have to get in contact with the people that own the llama or own Llama Land. It's actually right here on my right. And since I'm not getting any directions, I'll just go up there. Here's a sign that talks about storm petrels. In Faroese, it's called drunkvite. Yes, let's jump. Turning right. Because in this side, there is the largest colony of storm petrels is here on the island of Nufsoy. I'm not sure I said that correctly. The largest storm petrel colony in the world is here in the island of Nufsoy. Turning right. Running. Right now we're outside someone's house. I want to respect their privacy. Turning right again. Yes, we're gonna go this way. This is the way that you go to the llama. We can run. So if you're interested in birds, I would definitely recommend going here to the island of Nufsoy. Here you can see the storm petrels and many other species of birds. Jumping. So we are right now walking inside of Llama Land. As you can see, they are working out some things here. It's not completely finished. But the llama is here nonetheless. And here we have some geese and geeslings. And we have chicken and ducks. They're just walking around freely here. Oh, and the llama's name is Sica, which is it's a female name. And I think it's a Faroese female name. Let's call on Sica. Oh, there's a beautiful big chicken right there. Ooh. Sica. Sica. There she is. Hey, Sica. She's not very talkative, but isn't she cute? Anyways, that's Sica. I'm not getting any directions, so I think we'll continue. Hey, uh, unfortunately, I can't go any closer. Let's go backwards. So as you can see, Sica has her very own house here, and she shares her garden with chickens and ducks and geese. And I think to get out of here, we have to go all the way back. This is where the ferry arrives when you come to Nafsoy. You'll arrive right there, very close to the Llama Land. And some of the other things that you can do in Nafsoy as well or some of the things that people tend to do when they're here. One of them is catching crabs at the shore. It's over there. We'll have a closer look when we get there. I saw a class today of children, and they how do you call it, catch crabs, but the people here always want them to release the crabs again, so I guess they just catch them and then they let them go again. And people also swim at the beach that is here, even though the ocean is only 5 degrees Celsius. And I think even in the winter it can get as cold as 2 degrees Celsius. And I was walking around with 2 women today, and they told me that they had taken a swim this morning. And I said, even though it was this windy, and then they said that they would do it in any weather. If there's snow, any weather, they will go and take a morning dip in the ocean, which is quite impressive. If you ask me to turn to the right, I guess we will have a better walk into the village, away from the wind. Great. Yes, let's have a run. There's also a museum that you can go and visit while you're here, or 2 museums. And one of them is called the Ove Museum. And it is named after a man whose name was Ove Johansen. And he was quite the local hero here. He was mostly known around all of the Faroe Islands for his great achievement in sailing or rowing a Faroese, traditional Faroese boat all the way from the Faroe Islands to Copenhagen, which is about 1,700 kilometers. And we are situated right in the middle of the North Atlantic, and the ocean can get very, very rough sailing to Denmark from here. And so, but he managed to do it. He tried a few times. I think third time was the time when he actually succeeded, and twice before that he had to be aided onto shore in Shetland. But that didn't stop him, so the third time he actually made it, and he rowed from the Faroe Islands to Copenhagen. And I was told this morning that it was just him, and he brought a kitten with him. So him and a kitten rowed for 41 days from here to Copenhagen, and he was greeted in Copenhagen by thousands of people. And he was known to the Danish men as Ro Ove. And then when he returned to Nafsoy, naturally he was also greeted by a lot of people, because it was quite the achievement. And he built the boat that he rowed in himself, and the boat is called Diana Victoria, and that boat is inside of Ove Museum. Jumping So right now we are at the beach. I think it's high. Oh no, they don't have high tide and low tide here. Actually. I was just about to say that I think it's high tide, but probably not. But this is the place where many of the locals actually go and do their morning swim in the ocean. Hey, going forward. So it's just a small ferry that sails to this island, but it's a ferry where you can actually have cars on it. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because when I was younger, I was here and there were almost no cars on the island because the ferry that sailed to this island at that time didn't have a space for cars. But now I see there are a lot of cars on the island.